Hi, I'm Erica Lange. This is my dad, Jim Lange. You're going to want to get to know him because he's the one who knows all the, the ins and outs of the financial issues. But I'm just here because he's an awesome dad and he helps me a lot. I'm disabled and he's trying to help other parents, that have disabled children, other disabled children that have parents that care about them like I do. And I'm just so happy that he's decided to go this route, that he and my mom have worked so hard to get me set up in a place where I can feel a little bit more financially stable because of, some of the things that he knows, and that he has decided to share it with all sorts of people, from everywhere, that they can be in a position where, they can make the money stretch a little bit longer, alleviate a lot of the stress that could be on their kid who doesn't know if they can afford a medication that isn't necessarily a network, or go to a doctor that doesn't take insurance, or order DoorDash rather than just eating chips that are by their bed because that's the easier thing to do, and they don't have the energy to make a meal. That's me 95% of the nights. So letting other people not have anxiety about that kind of thing is sort of the best thing that that I know that you've done for humanity. You've done a million things for me as a person, just making me who I am, and loving and caring, and always coming home from work when I was free to play a game, and then going back into the office to try to help more people, but this is the one where I really see, I hope it can make a difference for a lot of people.
Well, thank you, sweetheart. And what I will say is how enthusiastic you were about this project from the beginning.
Yeah.
And you were, well, yes, because if you look at you and you speak articulately, and somebody would know that you had a disability, but you were willing to reveal that to the world, and give me permission to use that and make it more not just a book of hard information, taxes, Roth IRA, etc., but to make it human. And I want to thank you for that.
Yeah, and I know there's a lot of people in my position where it probably makes it a lot harder to get on disability when you can pull yourself together enough to look all right. You can't, necessarily see what's wrong, but my nervous system just, it takes in stimulus, and it, can do whatever. It affects everyone differently. But there's a lot of days where trying to sit up, I get too dizzy, I lay back down. After this, I'm probably gonna go lay down on a couch and gather myself, and and instead of having dinner immediately, I'll just need a break, because sitting for a little bit and trying to formulate sentences can take effort. But he supports me through all of it, and now he can help support some other people like me, which is just awesome.
And one of the things that I of course I knew, but it really hit home since we've been talking, is I usually deal with the anxiety of the parents, me and Cindy, and how are we going to provide for our daughter, and because I work with parents, I don't spend a lot of time with kids, adult children I should say, but you've kind of really made it clear, well gee, if I don't have money worries, or if I have at least significantly reduced money worries, that reduction in anxiety is even more important than reduction in anxiety for somebody else, because it can, let's say, affect you so much more. The physical symptoms are so much worse with anxiety.
Yeah.
Which is a little different than depression, but that was very helpful for me to know.
I mean, I think it's all tied together. You know, you worry about money. Worrying makes depression worse. It makes anxiety worse. It's, you know, all of the above. You know, yeah, of course I'm going to be anxious. Like, good parents are going to be worried about how their kid's doing, and, you know, this is my life, so of course I'm going to be worried about my own life, and I'm also going to worry about my parents' anxiety. Like, I don't want them to live being stressed out over me, or that's going to make me feel guilty, and then feeling guilty is going to make me feel worse. So, you know, if they can be calm knowing that I'm going to be okay, then I can feel calm knowing I'm going to be okay, and I can feel calm knowing they know I'm going to be okay. So I don't know, spiral upwards, it helps. The opposite of a downward spiral.
Well, yeah, I mean, that's very true, because your mom and I, especially your mom, we always worried. And then when we kind of came up with this solution, and I'm not going to say that we don't worry at all, of course we do, but it just made a huge difference in our lives. And as a proselytizer, I wanted to spread this to as many families as I could, so thank you for helping me do that.
And I want that too.